In a move that could reshape the political landscape, Senate Republicans are considering a dramatic shift in procedural rules, one that could fast-track President Donald Trump's nominees and spark a firestorm of debate. But here's where it gets controversial. This isn't just about efficiency. It's about power, precedent, and the future of the Senate itself. Let's break it down. Republican leaders in Washington are inching closer to invoking the so-called nuclear option, a procedural maneuver that would allow them to confirm large groups of Trump's nominees in a single vote, rather than debating each one individually. Why? They argue that Democrats are deliberately slowing down the process, creating gridlock that prevents the administration from fully staffing its team. Yet, Senate Democrats are sounding the alarm, warning that this move could set a dangerous precedent and undermine the chamber's tradition of deliberation. And this is the part most people miss. The nuclear option isn't new, but its application here is particularly contentious. Both parties have used it in the past to weaken the 60-vote filibuster rule for judicial nominees and reduce debate times. However, this latest proposal would apply to executive branch nominees, sub-cabinet picks, and ambassadors, positions that, critics argue, deserve individual scrutiny. Senate Majority Leader John Thune, RSD, defended the move on the Senate floor, stating it's time to restore Senate precedent and ensure presidential nominations are handled expeditiously. He plans to initiate the rule change process this week, though it may take until next week to finalize. Here's how it would work. Instead of debating each nominee for 2 hours, as current rules dictate, Senate leaders could bundle an unlimited number of nominees into a single block for an up or down vote. Judicial nominations, however, would remain exempt. Republicans claim this is about efficiency, but Democrats see it as a power grab. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, warned, if Republicans go nuclear, the already questionable nominees we've seen under Trump will only get worse. It's as if he wants people who will lie, cheat, and blindly follow his orders. Schumer also revealed that Democrats had been negotiating in good faith on a nomination package, with Thune actively involved. However, talks collapsed after Trump reportedly told Schumer, "Go to hell." This breakdown in communication underscores the deep partisan divide at play. Interestingly, Republicans claim their proposal is loosely based on a 2023 idea from Senators Amy Klobuchar, D. Min, and Angus King, I. Maine, which would have allowed lower-level nominees to be considered in blocks of 10. However, Democrats have not endorsed the current plan. Republicans have included a safeguard. If one of their own senators objects to a nominee in the block, they'll either address the concern or remove the nominee. Democrats, however, won't have this privilege, as Republicans argue they've effectively placed a hold on nearly every Trump nominee. Here's the controversial question. Are Republicans setting a precedent they'll later regret? Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso, Republicans, acknowledged the risk, saying, "You always think about what happens when the tables are turned, but this level of obstruction is unprecedented. We're trying to restore the way things used to work." Yet critics argue that this move could backfire if Democrats regain control, using the same tactic to push through their own nominees without debate. As the Senate teeters on the brink of this procedural revolution, one thing is clear: the stakes are high, and the fallout could reshape how the chamber operates for years to come. What do you think? Is this a necessary fix to legislative gridlock or a dangerous overreach of power? Let us know in the comments. This debate is far from over.